Hey guys, thank you so much for coming by and crafting with me today. Today I came up with this idea of making these stuffed envelopes, I guess, with multi-pockets, kind of hidden pockets in a way. I'll show them to you. I kind of made, this was my first one, I kind of made them without measuring, so I don't have a whole lot of measurements for you guys today. But this is an envelope, as you can see in the back. So, and here's the pockets. You got one pocket, two pockets, three pockets. There's three big pockets on this one. And then I have these side pockets. And they just, let me pull one out. See, that just holds this cute little thing right here in the side. I'm not going to sit here and show it to you, but there's that one. Okay. This one, actually, I do want to kind of take that one, show you the variations, because as I made these, I came up with variations. Okay, so this one has the pockets, three pockets, and then two side tucks. Okay, this one I did two pockets, one, two, with three side instead of two sides. I did three, and then I only did two pockets. So I did the variations, um, the slightly different. Okay, so and those pull out, and then this one I did with all side pockets. These are all on the side, just little. Um, pull one completely out so you can see in the background there. So I did these ones with one, two, three, four, five of the five pockets. Now this one I did measure, so I do have the measurements for this one. This one is 6.5 tall. I don't know how wide. I forgot to measure the width of it. But each pocket is 1.5. Each one of these big pocket, the blue ones, is 1.5, and each one of these ones where the map is 1. Right? Is that right? 6.5. Yeah. Okay. So I did measure this one just because I was trying to get an even look on it. So I'll put that one off to the side. And then this one is similar to the very first one, except the pockets are on the opposite side. Instead of being on the left, they are on the right. It still has three pockets, but it has these small ones are slightly smaller. But I had to do that in order to, because you can see the height difference. So these pockets had to be slightly smaller. They pull out as well. Just wrapped some washi tape around them right there. Added this cute little button clustery thing. Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate how to make one of the, well, make a couple of these today. So, because I also came up with a third variation on these. You can make these into so many different ways. But first we'll do it, I'll show you how I did it with the envelopes. Okay, so you're going to need at least 2 pieces of paper, probably 3, and an envelope for making this one. I'm going to grab probably just some book page. I'll probably use that in the background. I'm not sure yet. So we'll jump back to that one in a minute. Okay, so I just got an envelope. It's just your standard executive business kind of envelope. And so we're just going to glue the flap closed. That's the first thing to do. Make sure your flap is completely closed up, just like that. And then we're going to cut it to the height that you want. For me, I'm just going to kind of play around with it. I think I think I'm going to make this in, let's see, probably 7.25 maybe. Let's see. What's that give us? Yeah, that looks pretty tall. It's a tall one, but that's okay. Okay, I'm just going to cut that off. Be sure and save these. These make great stacked pockets. I have a bunch of them over here from where I was making these, and these make really good stacked pockets later. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is to cut a little sliver off the top. You can do this with your scissors. You don't have to use your cutter, so especially if you're wanting more of an exact measurement on everything. And then we're going to, so now the top is open and the bottom is fully open. And we're going to open one side. It doesn't matter which side. You know, depending on how you want it to look in your book. If you want the smaller to open this way to pull things out, or if you want them to open on this side. I think most of mine opened on the right side, so I think I'm just going to have mine turn this way. I think I'm just going to have mine open onto the left. Okay, hopefully that took off enough. And okay, so it looks like this. Now, I'm going to have, this is, again, you know, if it opens onto the left, then cut here. If it opens onto the right, then cut here. So I'm going to go here. And I think I want my pockets to be, I don't know, 1 3/4 looks good to me. I mean, I'm just guessing here. That looks like a nice size pocket. And then I definitely want an inch in the middle. I did try to go, went smaller here, and it made the pocket really difficult to get things in and out of. So I would suggest you at least go an inch on these smaller pockets. And these do not have to be uniform. You can easily switch these up, and they can be 1 inch in here. Maybe this one was also, maybe it was short, and then maybe this one is a longer pocket. Maybe it's 1.5 or something. And then the next one, I am just making this one all the same size. This first one is not. I'm gonna bring it back so I can show you. This was just me eyeballing it, and these pockets are not all the same size. They're all different sizes, but they kind of look like they're all the same size, but they're not. Okay, so after you get that cut out, we're going to move this off to this side so it's out of our way. Okay, so I need to flip back the small ones. So we're left with this. And I am going to put this sheet here. Nope, I am sorry. I'm going to put this sheet on the pockets, on the big pockets. That one's double-sided. I didn't even see it. Maybe I should use the fishies. They're kind of cute, aren't they? Nah, I'll use this solid. I don't want to blind you guys with all the fishies. Okay, so I'm just going to add my glue. You could also use double-sided tape here if you wanted to, but I'm just going to grab some glue. And you can, this is a great place for scraps, because your scrap just has to be as tall as your pockets and as wide as your pockets. So you can mix and match your pockets. Give it an eclectic look. But for the ease of making these, I try to at least make sure my scrap is as tall as the envelope. And I'm just going to glue this right down. Just like that. Pushing that up. Make sure you're completely lined up here. I did have a problem with that at one point. I didn't mean to, but it left like a little gap. Okay. Now I'm just going to cut this right out. Sorry, I probably had it up so you guys couldn't see it. I was trying to look. I wanted to see what I was cutting. Okay, up there we go. These. Okay. See, the reason why I like one whole strip is because it's so easy just to cut out the whole strip versus making individual pockets line up. Okay. And we'll move on to this one. And this one. I'm just following the line of the pocket, or the line of that. May have gotten a little bit off my mark on that one. May have to go back and look. Okay. Yeah, I did. Here, pull that off. Save it for later. It's another scrap to use later. Okay. And then I kind of eyeball it here to make sure that they're all lined up a little bit. Like this one is being thrown off, and I don't know. Yeah, right there. See, I got just a hint of the edge on there. You want to make sure that it's at least the same height or smaller than when you line them up, so that, there we go, so you can fully lay these down like that. Okay, because sometimes if your paper overlays, it's going to make that difficult later. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so I'm going to lay this down same way. I'm going to do this the same way we just did the big pockets, only we're going to now put the small pockets in. Okay, oops, just like that. Trying to line that pin up. Okay, and I'm just going to lay this over wherever I want it. I have excess here, so see, again, I gotta butt it up against that wall. There we go. Yep, got one. That's okay, you can come back and ink that part. If you don't get it just up against that, it's okay. Flip it over, and we're going to trim. You could use your cutter for this too if you don't want to sit here and use your scissors, but there we go. Move that out of the way. And then we're just going to cut these in the same way we did those. Okay, there we go. Now, this is where I take my punch and make the cutouts. So let's see. I just use these circle punches, but you don't have to. You can use whatever you want here. Let's see. I'm just going to eyeball them and put them in like that. Doesn't matter if it's a little off or not. Mine are always a little off. Paper stuck. There we go. Now, because you can see this in the background, I usually put a piece of paper right here. That's where I was telling you about the text one that I had that I could put in here. I'm not sure where I put it. Here it is. So yeah, put this in here so that whenever you shut these up, you can see it right here. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use this. Yeah, I'm just going to line this up and put this in here. And I'm just going to cut this up. Oops, excuse me. I'm just going to cut this straight up. About the best I can do here. And that way I can lay it in here. Yeah. So I'm just going to go ahead and lay this down. Sorry, I'm grabbing the wrong glue. Again, this is another great place for double-sided tape, as you got such a large area to work with. But oops. Okay, just like that. And I'm going to lay my thing in. just need to make sure that the edge is covered really well. The rest of it doesn't matter. Make sure these close. Yep. Okay, I'm just going to cut that off. And cut this side off. Okay, save those for later. Okay, now I add in my, oops, stay down. I add in my top ones. Now what I did to make sure that I was lined up was I just took my ruler, kind of eyeballed where I wanted it to be, and I just made a little mark on each one. That's probably off center, but you know, just like that. That way they're going to be fairly lined up. Line that up with that. And one more. Okay. I've got little scraps around me now. All right. So you can see how you can see behind the font behind each one of those. All right. Now this at this point is when I would go to the sewing machine. I'm going to bring these back out so you can see them again. Okay. And I would sew. So what I did was I sewed, let's see, what did I sew? Okay, so I sewed down, I flipped these back like this, and then I sewed here, okay? And then I laid these back down after that, came across the bottom, and then I sewed up this way. And then I just finished these middle ones. And that's, let me take these out so you guys can see it really well. There. See, so I didn't sew on the inner panels at all. I just sewed on the big pockets to make them stand out a little bit more. So I came down and then I flipped these back and then I sewed here. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see that really well. Maybe one of the other ones that I have over here, you'll be able to see it easier. I don't know. Okay, so I'll come back after I've sewed and show you this one. Let's move on to the next one that I was going to do. I've kind of made a mess over here, so bear with me. Okay, so this one and this is what I'm going to use. I'm going to use a smaller envelope, but wider. So I forgot to tell you how wide the other one was. Let me see. It is a little over 4 inches, just barely over 4 inches. So yeah, and we had done it at 7 1/4, and I took that little bit off of the edge, so it's slightly less than 7 1/4. And this one is just a greeting card envelope, almost 4 5/8, maybe 4 5/8. And gosh, this is 5 3/4, close enough. Close enough. Okay, so what I'm going to do with this one is bring my cutter back over. I'm going to glue this down, the flap down, just like we did on the last one. I'm trying to give you guys the measurements, but it's a struggle for me to measure here. Okay, I usually will wing it, kind of just do what looks good. Okay, so we glue that in, and let's see. Again, we're just going to cut off the top and the bottom so that it opens up, and the sides. Oops, I ripped that. I apologize. It's because it was wet from where I just glued it. No problem. We will just make it slightly shorter. There we go. There, see? No big deal. And I think I will just get my scissors out and cut it this time. Oh, I should be using my letter opener. That would slice this right open. I forgot I even had that sitting up there. You can always trim this back down later, so. Okay. There we go. All right, open it back up. Decide on which side. I always cut on this side and you use this on the back. I don't know why. I just don't like that. Okay. So let's see. This one, I think I want it. I cut a little bit off, so I don't know. We will try to do this in at let's see, 1.5 maybe, because it is shorter. So we'll try 1.5, and then instead of doing a whole one, do you like that? No, I don't like that. Okay, like I said, I kind of want a whole. Maybe this time I'll just do. I'm gonna do it at 3/4. Is that too tiny? It's too tiny. 7/8 maybe. Let's try 7/8. Just slightly smaller than a 1-inch, but not much. I really don't want to go slightly smaller, but I did. Okay, so would I do that in at 1.5? Okay, the bottom pocket's going to be really short, so I think this time I'm just going to do 1.25. Yeah, I could do 1.25 pocket, the middle pocket being slightly shorter. See, this is what I mean. You don't have to measure this. And that one being 7/8. So the bottom pockets are going to be slightly smaller. The top pocket's going to be the larger one. Actually, I think I'm going to reverse that so that the top pocket's shorter and the bottom pocket. So I'm going to make this an open from the left because I can right now. And I didn't like the big pocket being on the top. Okay, so we are going to go and do it just like before. I'm going to pull out the pockets. Now this, you could, right here is where you could make these ends be the ones that you insert and these be your pockets. You just put the notches in different places. That's all. Otherwise, the exact same process for all of them. Okay. Glue. I need some glue. These are really easy. You can sit and make a whole bunch of them and then take them to your sewing machine and sew them. If you don't have a sewing machine, you can hand stitch them, or you don't have to sew them at all. You can do some markings on there and do some markings that make them look like stitches, or you don't have to have that look at all. Do what you like. Okay. I'm gonna open from this way, so I'm gonna put it right here. Make sure it's all butted up. This piece of paper has been in my stash for a couple years. I haven't used it. See, I got a note on it. Pocket sewn into signature. Okay, good to know. I have no idea what that's in reference to. Apparently I was going to make some pockets. Oops. Getting a little hung up there. Okay, I'm going to set that one off to the side and keep cutting this out. There we go. Okay. And this side. There we go. Got those and put them off to the side. And yeah, that's cute. Got all these squirrelies. Okay, so I'm going to take this piece and cut off this edge so that I can make sure that that's going to be butted up against there the way I need it to be. Okay. I'm going to pull these ones up, put these ones in. Add some glue. If you're using directional paper, you need to remember when you're gluing the paper on which side your opening is going to be on. And it helps whenever you lay your flaps out like I am, so that you know, it reminds you of how your paper, the direction your paper should be in. So I know, because these are going that way, that the font needs to be here. Oops. Okay. Just like that. This time I'm just going to cut straight up here. Sorry, I just need to move that out of my way so I can see where I'm cutting at. Kind of making this a little bit wonky. Okay. And this one. Okay. Sorry, it took me so long to cut that one. And there we go. Okay, that one actually is really pretty. I really like that. I like combining the pattern paper with font. That's what I did on most of those, was have font in the background. Okay, so this one, I think I'm going to do a variation. I think I'm going to, yeah, I think I'm going to glue these down. Yeah, I think so. I think I'm not going to use these as side pockets this time. I'm just going to have them solid on the paper, is what I'm trying to say. So I'm just going to add a bit of glue right here, line that up so that makes sure I'm lined and lined up. Okay, and then I don't think I'm gonna add the side pockets. I think I'm just gonna, okay, yeah, yep, just like that. Everything should line up. Okay, and I'm just, oops, what's wrong with it? Okay, that's all right. All right, now I need to do some trimming right here. So, I don't know why that's sticking out. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and do take the ruler and do the punches. Just going to eyeball where the middle, I think the middle is, and do a mark, mark, and mark. I love how versatile these pockets are. You can just change it up however you want. Oh, that's way off. Let me mark again. Those are not even close to being in the middle. There we go. That's better. I think that's better. Anyway. Gently, gently, gently. Ah, now I'm off this way, but it will be fine. Yeah, I'm off slightly to the right, but that's what happens when you don't measure. Get things that are slightly off. There we go. Okay, so now this time I don't have the paper in the back, so I need to add some paper. I already have font, but I think I'm going to go ahead and add some more. I'm just going to add a book page. I think is all I'm really needing in there. I think that that would be interesting. I'm going to cut this off so that I get a straight edge. Well, straighter edge. Okay, so I'm going to open this back. Oops, I forgot about that. Okay, that's all right. I forgot I shouldn't have glued that down yet. That's all right. I can make it work. So this is why I was saying it would be so much easier to do this. But I only need it on the top. So I think I'm just going to trim it up. Really fast. So what I'm going to do is lay it in here and then just quickly cut out. Oops. And peel that back. Just going to fold this over so I know exactly where to cut. Take my ruler. Okay, hopefully I can, yeah, it's a little, would have been better if I had done it the proper way, but it's okay. It works. I might want to take some tape in here to make sure this stays down. I'll do the same thing, but this time I'm going to cut it up a little bit higher. There we go. Okay, I just need to trim it up now. Yeah, definitely put down this back panel before you add in your pockets. I should have done that. I wasn't thinking, but there we go. I got all these scraps. Okay, so you can see the font underneath, which I think is going to be fine. I will just take, I kind of like this ratty look to it. That's kind of really cool. And so this all also need to be sewn in and inked up. I forgot about the inking. But that's what I was just getting ready to say. For this little tiny bit right here, I'll just ink it with my brush and you won't even notice that it's there. It'll look like intended to do it. Okay, so that one is the same as the other, except I glued this down. And again, well, now that I've glued these panels down, it won't matter how you sew. You can just come straight down and straight up and then across and across. And that makes it easier. Okay, and then the last one, this is what I was working on. I was thinking, what if you don't have an envelope? What if you don't have that? So I came up with, okay, let's see if we can build this without an envelope. So I'm going to get my cutting board. I have some 12 by 12 paper. So I thought, wait, this one, sorry, 12 by 12 paper. You don't have to have 12 by 12. In fact, you can use scraps for this. I just like these collars. All right, so the biggest thing is coming up with the size. I think I'm going to do like 4.5. Just do slightly wider than, and 4.5, and I think by 8. I'm trying to think about the measurements. I think that that would work for me. Let's see, 4.5 by 8. There we go. Yeah, that's pretty decent. Okay, so then I'm going to do the same thing with this. I'm just going to cut it. Let's see. Needs to be 4.5. Is this upside down? I can't tell. This pattern's interesting. Can't really tell if it's upside down or not. Guess it don't matter. All right, so 4.5. And then I'm also going to cut this in by 8 as well. Let's see. Do I want that? I want that. Definitely want that. Okay. Okay, now what I was thinking was this will be our back panel, like this. But I want to put pockets on it like that. So I'm thinking my pockets should be about 2 inches. Yeah, so let's do 2 inches for each one of my pockets. So I'm just going to cut each one of these 2 inches. So I can get 3 pockets. So you really actually only needed this to be, I didn't need to cut it at 8. I should have cut it at 6. But that gives me some options. So now I have an extra pocket. No problem. We will look at, they're all gorgeous. They're all gorgeous. Wait, I like that one. Okay, take this one out. For now, I'm just going to take that one out. Now, what I'm thinking is, while I have them stacked, is the best time. Let's see, they're all at 2 inches. So I'm just going to go ahead and quickly measure. They're at 2 inches to that. I mean, they're 4.5 inches this way. So let's see, that would be 2 1/4 would be the middle. So I'm just going to hold them in my hand while I punch through them. Like that. Now they're all the same. Yay me. Okay, now I want to put them on this. I'm just going to put them on here, wherever I want them to be. I think that's good. I'm just going to go ahead and add a little bit of glue to them. You can come back and you can sew them on if you want. I'm just going to add a little bit of glue to hold them in place until I do get them sewed. Oh, you know what? I should ink real quick. I should at least ink the inside piece. There we go. I can always ink the outside piece later on that one. Okay, this one I'm just going to ink the whole thing. Well, I don't have to ink the, just top and bottom. Just top and bottom. Okay, I can ink the outside later. And now see, I can put this closer and give a gap here, but I think I would, for what I'm trying to do, I think I want to do this. I think I'm going to try to get an inch in here. Yep. That looks like really close to an inch. Okay. And ink the top and bottom. Add a little bit of glue. Oh, yeah, that's fine. I was like, oh, I forgot to glue the bottom, but that's okay because I'm just using the glue to hold it in place before I sew. Okay, I'm just going to line my thing up so that I can see where an inch is. Okay, that kind of gives me, well, there we go. Making sure I had a whole inch. All right, so this is similar to what we was making, but we don't have the side pocket. So what I thought we would do with the side pocket is take some scraps. Let me, wait, do I have anything up here? Yeah, I have. No, let me just grab a scrap real quick. Okay, so I thought I would just cut this down into a pocket. So it just needs to be at 4.5, the same as the width of that. Like this. I'm just gonna, and then I'm thinking the pocket should be about 2 inches and 2 inches, even though I only got an inch gap. Oh, this is a collar. Man, I picked a nice collar for this. Okay, so I just have to make sure I've got it lined up. And now this, oh, I'm not sure I want to put this down before I sew. because then I'll end up sewing across it. Okay, so I'm not going to do that, but I will come back and show you what it's like. So I'm just going to line this up in the back like this, so that there is a hidden pocket right here for something. And then I'm going to do the same with this one. I'm loving this color. And doing that right there, just like that. And then I'm going to sew around the whole thing. So this has to be sewn first, and then I can glue the pockets on. So I'll be right back after I've sewed all this. Okay, so I got this all sewed together. Just went down around the edge and across these two pockets. Now I thought we would put these on. These are the pieces that I cut out. Oh, that's good. See, this is going to tell me, the stitches is going to tell me exactly where I need to put my tag. Isn't that wonderful? Yeah. Well, maybe a little bit. Okay, so I'm just going to glue these on. I'm not going to overthink this. This is again be great for double-sided tape. So I'm just going to get my glue to work. I'm just going to glue around 3 sides. Like that. And just going to kind of line it up so that I can see about there. Okay, about there. And I could have made a notch on right here. I could have put a notch in, but kind of want this to be like a little secret pocket that's hidden behind everything. Okay, let me do the same thing with this one, 3 sides. You can see why I needed to sew before putting these on. Okay, I'm gonna line it up. We'll do the same thing. Kind of eyeball right where I want it to sit. Kind of trying to put this in the middle of it a little bit, but if it's off to the side a little bit, it won't matter. Okay. All right, now let's test it. Do I have anything that would fit? Let's see. I have a little something on my desk. Let's see. This might be it's too wide. Let me try something smaller. That's too big. There's got to be something on my desk. Okay, here's a piece. It's just a scrap piece of something. Oh, I got a smaller one over here. Let's try this one. Sorry about that. Okay, so I got to remember which side it was that I left open. All right, see, so that's going to slide right in there, just like that. So it's similar to the other ones. And then we have the pocket here. So it's very similar to the other ones. But the pocket is kind of hidden back there. So you can't really see that it's there until you put something in it. Yeah, that's cute. Okay, this other one I also got sewed. So I did sew this down. I just need to see, I lifted these up, like I said, and I sewed here first. And then I sewed up this edge, and then I went across the 2 middles. And I'm just going to glue these down in place. So I'm just going to add some glue right to the very edge, just to barely hold this. Kind of lined it up like that. Next one. Try to get closest to the edge here so that you have more pocket. There we go. Wipe off the excess glue. All right, now what I found is I need to quickly, after gluing those strips down, I need to quickly check that my pockets are open. Last time I accidentally glued my pocket closed. Yep, okay, so that one's open. And now this one. Oop, see? That one got stuck underneath there. Yep. Needs to go up just a hair more. There we go. See, that one got stuck under there. There. So check your pockets after you glue these two panels in to make sure that they're, and I like how this is blending together. These are kind of cute. And then over here is your little side pocket that we just glued in. All right, and then your pockets. Okay, and then I also got this one glued. I got this one sewed in. That's what I'm trying to say, because we did glue these straight down. And so, yeah, now they are all pocket worthy. See, you put little tiny pieces up here. I'm glad we moved the big pocket to the bottom. I think that made more sense whenever I did this one. So this one is really cute. I like how these pockets are hidden. Like this one, you can see that it's a pocket on the front, but this one, these are hidden pockets. I like that. Okay, so let me go through them all real quick so that we can see. These are the ones we made today. And I think they all came out really cute. I love the shabbiness of this one. It's like really cute shabby. This in blue. This is beautiful. Take that out before I forget. Okay, so we'll go back over the ones that I made before off camera. So it has, forgot to tell you, these ones were like little tags that I made with some lace, just some lace snippet. And you can see the book page is what I used in this one. So you can see it on the back right there. Because I didn't pull all these out, did I? No, I left them all in here. And another one. And another one. And then these are just little trinkets that I added in here. Okay, so, and then I did pull this one out. So I showed you this one. And again, just some stamps. There's one of them viewfinder pieces. I don't doubt you can see through it. Maybe you can. It's like a boat, a fishing boat, which I thought was perfect with this one because of the map. So, and then just some ticket stubs up here and a calendar. Just something I thought kind of went and matched. This one was just extra bits of writing space. They're folded. I forgot one. I left it out. I pulled it out earlier and forgot. See, I pulled it out, and then you can have extra bits of writing space just inside here, like that. I like that. All these little tiny bits, little messages. And then I did pull this one out and showed you those. And I put Tentacle Gardens. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you could follow along on my tutorial. I know that it was kind of, I made some different ideas and concepts as I was moving along. I did try to follow what I had originally made, but I kind of got inspired as I went along here. Honestly, I'm loving this one. I love the hidden aspect, but it's wide. See, let me show you this way. See, it's wider, so you can, oh, I bet one of those tags would fit in here too. Let's see. Let's test it and see if one of these tags will fit. Yes, and then you can, there, see, you can see how the lace would hang out. Isn't that pretty? Oh, I love that. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you have any questions, just ask below and I will try to comment, and I'll get back to you and answer anything that you have, because I know that I was kind of got squirreled away from the original project here a little bit, but I think you guys will like this one. So I'm glad you guys came and crafted with me today. I hope you guys have a blessed day.